it's tough to say what we can do. You know, the concern also from the buildings department is all that weight. You've got the weight of the arm and the counterweights that are on top of that tower, all on the same side, but they looked at it and they feel fairly confident that that may withstand anything Sandy has to offer. And so right now they're really waiting just to see what happens with the winds. They can't get up there until the winds subside, and down here on the ground they've done everything they can do. They've turned off the gas lines, they've turned off the steam lines, so that if this arm were to fall and if it were to protrude the pavement, which they would expect it would do given its trajectory and its weight, those gas lines would not explode, those steam lines would not explode. So right now, as we said, good news and bad news. Right now, this arm is at the whim of the wind. Nothing anyone can do until the wind subsides, and once that subsides, that's when the buildings department can take a look and decide what the best course of action is. We're live in Midtown. Sean Hennessy, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Sean, so much. We'll just keep this picture of the crane if we can. We can keep that up for just a second. Lonnie can give us a sense of what the wind is going to look like going forward. What's it right now?
Thus far, in New York City itself, Central Park's strongest wind gust has been 60 miles per hour, so it's going to be dropping down into the 50s as you go through the overnight, but still strong enough, man. 50-mile-per-hour winds.
That's no help.
Nope, not helping at all.
Okay, Lonnie. Thank you so much. Let us go right now to the phone. Is that correct, guys? We're going to do that. We're going to go to the phone. We're going to talk to Mike Clendenin from Con Edison. We have heard of thousands upon thousands of outages. What's the story now, sir?
Yes, hi. Okay, right now we are looking at about 350,000 customers in our entire service area. That's New York City and Westchester County. I mean, we just had a big problem with mid to lower Manhattan. So from East 39th Street down to the tip, we've got power out to about 250,000 customers. That's due to substation flooding and affecting transmission lines. Our engineers are working to correct that problem now. So, you know, we hope that we can get the power back on to a large section of large sections of those areas. So that's what we're working on right now. Meanwhile, we continue to have over 100,000 customers out due to power line, trees knocking into power line. So that's what we're looking at right now.
Mike, can you address the situation near the Battery Tunnel? I mean, we've been seeing some incredible video in that area, and our reporter on the scene, one of our meteorologists, Elise Finch, says that power is out in that area as well. They turned the power off as a proactive measure so that they could hopefully get it restored quicker and sooner. Can you talk specifically about this area that is just being inundated with water?
Yeah, which area are you referring to? I'm sorry. That is lower tip of Manhattan?
Yes, the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel.
Yes, okay. There were two networks that we preemptively shut down in lower Manhattan. That was several hours ago because we knew we'd be losing those networks anyway. Once the waters recede and our crews can get back in there and start to inspect and clean out equipment, we can start to work to get the power back. You know, it's our hope that once the water recedes, we can get in there and start working on that and maybe get the power back on in those areas in a few days. The bigger chunk of lower Manhattan, as I mentioned, is we're working on right now.
Mike, help me get my arms around this one, because when you shut down the power preemptively, the salt water still gets into the Con Ed system, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah. What's the advantage? Because there would seem to be gumming up the system either way.
Yeah, in fact, it gets into our system and the customer's equipment. The difference is that all we need to do is inspect it, clean it out, dry it out, and get it back on. If we if we kept it energized and you let the salt water pour over it, you'd have explosions or fires, and that would require replacement of equipment.
Okay, that makes all the sense.
And that would take a lot longer. Then you're looking at weeks.
That makes all the sense in the world. You talked about substations going out. Are there other ones around Manhattan, or around the city, other than when we look at the battery tunnel area?
Yeah, what our engineers are doing now is to try to get around those substations, reroute the electricity so we can get power back on to people in other parts of mid to lower Manhattan that we have where we have outages right now.
And where are those substations located?
Okay, so we've got